Hey guys, in this video we will be taking a look at how to shoot from a concealed location and remain unspotted. So here in front of us we have an enemy light tank. He's doing his best job scouting and we want to take him out of the game. So we're going to shoot at him, right? Well, that's actually a bad idea because even though, I'm fully in the bush here, there's no way he can see me. I'm still going to get spotted and people are going to shoot at me. Basically, what this is in World of Tanks, when you fire, every piece of foliage, trees, bushes, whatever, will lose their camo bonus that they provide you. And all you have to do to fix that is you just back up until that bush is more than 15 meters away. And you can tell that either by in sniper mode, you can't see through the bush, or you can just do the attention to this area marker and you can see it says 18 meters away. And with this, I'll respot him here real quick. You can fire at him and you won't get spotted. There are also two types of foliage in the game. There's dense foliage and there's sparse foliage. Dense foliage looks like what's in front of me here, where you can't see through it. And it provides a 50% camo bonus when you're not inside of it firing, of course. Now the sparse foliage looks like this here, and it's a lot easier to see through, and it provides only a 25% concealment bonus. So if I were to put this bush between myself and the enemy light tank and fire, I'm going to get spotted because this bush right here, this tan one here, provides less concealment than these orange bushes here. And that's not great news. So what you're going to want to do, if at all possible, you're going to want to find a dense bush like this where you can't see through it. And if you want to take a shot, you just back up where you can't see through the bush, and then you can fire and you won't get spotted. Now there's also the technique of double bushing. This basically happens when you put two bushes between you and the enemy before firing. So here we have a sparse bush and we have this dense bush here. I'm going to shoot and I'm not going to get spotted because I'm getting camo from this dense bush and that sparse bush. See, even from this location specifically, I can even triple bush and there's no way that I'm going to get spotted. Now this isn't exactly foolproof. So I come back to this single dense bush here and the enemy light tank gets a little bit closer. Yeah, that's about good right there. I can go behind the bush and I can fire, but I'm still going to get spotted. That's because while the bush kept all of its camo, my tank lost pretty much all of its camo from firing. So just watch out for that. You can also double bush. Here, you see I'm double bushed. And I can fire and not get spotted. Because with that dense foliage and the sparse foliage, I get 75% camo overall when I'm firing. And that's going to keep me hidden from the enemy light tank. Alright, let's talk about trees real quick. So in World of Tanks, there are two main types of trees. There are pine trees and fir trees, which look like this, where their leaves go all the way to the bottom. And then there's pretty much all the other trees, where they have leaves up at the top, and then at the bottom they have a trunk. The basic difference is that the pine trees provide concealment, whether they're standing up or knocked down. And these other trees only provide concealment when they're knocked down or when you are situated high up where you can still use the leaves on the tree like a bush. So if I wanted to do it like that and I was wanting to shoot this light tank, say that there's a ridge here, I can sit back here on the ridge where I'm 15 meters behind this tree and I can shoot this VK and he won't spot me because these leaves act like a bush. So you can see here we got a pine tree in front of us, and I can actually use this as a bush even though it's still standing. I can back up where I can't see it anymore. I can fire, and I'm not going to get spotted. Same thing here. I can scoot over here. I did get spotted because of this tiny little gap here. But I can just sit here in the bush or the tree, and then I can back up where I'm no longer seeing through the tree, and I can fire and not get spotted. These trees right here, I can't sit behind them. I'm gonna get spotted. This trunk isn't gonna hide anything, even in a little tank like this. But if these trees are knocked down, they provide the same kind of bonus that a bush would, just like the pine tree. I'm just gonna sit here, wait to go unspotted. And we can use this tree as well. Get back up where you can't see through the bush or the tree, and fire and not get spotted. One thing to help you out with knowing when you're 15 meters behind the tree or the bush, you go into your settings, graphics, details, scroll down and make sure foliage transparency is unchecked. Basically, when it is checked, and I believe it is by default, I can sit here in this bush, and as I'm backing up to shoot, there's this little period here where the bush is kind of see-through, kind of not, and that can mess you up because right here it's not going to provide any concealment, same as here, or when you can see through it all the way. Only when it's fully transparent and the leaves aren't fuzzy, it'll provide the full concealment. But in my opinion, it's a lot easier if you just uncheck that box, because then you'll know exactly when you can fire. Like here, I can't fire, I'll get spotted. Here, I can fire. Just a little tip for you there. Alright, here's a little demonstration of what I was talking about earlier with a tree still providing concealment as long as you're 15 meters behind the leaves. So here we can see the light tank in front of us, and if we shoot, we're going to get spotted, just like normal. But if we back up, we no longer see through the leaves, so they're providing their full concealment. And I can fire and not get spotted. So that's what I was talking about when I said being on a ridge. You pull forward, you spot the light tank, and you can pull back, and you can shoot him.